Hey, this is Stone, and I'm really excited to be talking to you today because it is the time for a new year. And with the new year brings a fresh start, brings new beginnings, and it really brings this feeling that we can accomplish anything and make any shift or any change that we want to make. So let's use this momentum and make the changes. But we all know what the problem is with New Year's resolutions, and that is, even though we feel we can change, we set these pie in the sky hopes and dreams with no real strategy to make them happen. So, how do you get New Year's resolutions to stick? Well, in this podcast and in the last video, I get really clear that I have a plan, and this is a plan I have done for years. It's been modified and tweaked to be better over time, but it is tried and tested that it will help you to not only get clear on what your resolutions really are and should be, but it will help you to integrate them into your time management system. Now, last week we did a video that really helps you to get clear on where you've been, where you currently are, and really where you are going if you follow the same track. Now, this is something that you really need to do before you complete the exercise on this audio podcast. Every year that I do this, I find that there are things that just become clear by doing the exercise from the last video that show me, hey, this is really the direction I'm heading in. Do I want to be? Do I not want to be? Or, hey, I really have a gift in this area, or I'm growing within this area. Maybe I need to focus on this. Or, you know what, that was a failure in 2015. I really need to stop devoting time to that and move into this area. And you don't get that type of insight with everything else that's going on in your head. You really get clear through doing the last video. And these two, the video and this audio podcast really go together. So if you complete both, it's going to cause huge acceleration for you in 2016, but you really need to do both of them together. And I'm just here to serve and give you the most benefit that I can, and I'm telling you, going through both of those is going to give you the most benefit. Alright, so let's start cooking with grease. We're going to do 5 points that are going to help you to set New Year's resolutions that stick for 2016. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take just 5 minutes and you're going to want to write. And you're going to want to write down what it is that you want to do in 2016. Just as simple as that. And I'll kind of, as you type, you can go ahead and start typing. I will kind of help to jog your thoughts or accelerate your thoughts and help you to keep inspired and keep going. But what is it that you want to do in 2016? What do you want to do? What do you want to contribute? You know, what do you want, what type of contributions do you want to make to your family, to the people in your family? How do you want to contribute to your wife, to your children? How do you want to contribute to your church? What kind of contributions do you want to make there? How do you want to contribute to society? You know, what is it? What gifts do you want to contribute to society? Or how do you want to contribute to the world as a whole? What kind of contributions do you want to make? And just keep typing. Just type it out. What is it that you want to become? Okay? Who are you becoming and who do you want to become? What do you want your identity to be? How do you want your identity to expand from where it is right now? What is it or who is it that you want to become? Okay, what is it that you want to master? What do you want to master in the next year of your life? What is it that you want to upgrade? What is it that you want to take to the next level? How is it that you want to move forward? What skills do you want to continue to grow in? And type it out. What is it that you want to own? You know, what are some things that you would like to own or some things that you would like to have that, you know, not just useless junk, but things that would be beneficial to you? You know, what things do you want to have or own in your life? Take 5 minutes and just write it out. What is it that you want to do? What do you want to contribute? What do you want to become? what do you want to master, and what is it that you want to own. And that's really the first step. And you can pause this if you need to, but give yourself a good 5 minutes and just furiously type it out. Furiously type it out and then come back to me. Okay, so let's go to step 2. Step 2, so anywhere that you see overlap between your answers of the 6 reflection questions and your answers from the exercise that we just did, you're going to want to circle or mark or make note of those items. For example, I gave the example last week that the first reflection question is on achievements. And I said one of my favorite achievements from 2015 was having, when I hit the milestone of 100,000 viewers of my time management videos and training. That was a big milestone for me. And so that was one of the questions. What were some of your favorite achievements? So I wrote that down. Well, under what do you want to do? I want to continue to grow that base, to grow that subscriber base, because I want to reach as many people as possible as I can with these videos. So there's overlap, right? That's a common denominator. You're going to want to take a look at your 6 reflection questions and take a look at the exercise we just did, and anywhere those overlap, you're going to want to mark or circle those things. Okay? Once you have that done, come back to me. Number 3, you're going to want to schedule the top 2 for January 1st. Now, you have a ton of information, no doubt, from the 6 reflection questions and from the exercise that we've just done. And you might be saying, why only my top 2? Now, in order to set these New Year's resolutions, I really want to help you avoid the pitfalls. The biggest pitfall of setting goals for achievers or people that really want to change and grow is biting off more than they can chew. And I used to frequent this coffee house, and the manager of the coffee house overheard a conversation I was having one day. And he said, "Hey, I heard you talking about golf and that you're wanting to learn how to play golf." He said, "You know, I know how to play, and why don't I take you? I'd be happy to take you to the driving range and show you a little bit." Now, I had heard, because I didn't know anything about golf, but I had heard that if you learn the wrong things, then those things are going to be stuck with you forever. And I didn't know how this guy played golf. But I went ahead and said, you know, that was a very nice gesture. So I said, sure, let's go play golf. Well, it was absolutely amazing. And little did I know at the time that this guy his goal is to become a professional golfer, and he's well on his way. He's been on several Pro-Am tournaments. He plays every single day. So I got amazing golf lessons basically from a golf pro. And I'm trying to learn all of these things at once, right? Overachiever, trying to bite off more than I can chew. And he's telling me these different things to do. And I'm asking now, how do I place my hands? Now, how should my feet be? Now, did my swing go back right that time? And he's saying, Stone, you don't want to try to learn everything at once. You make slight alterations one at a time. And if you do that, your golf game improves. You try to make all the changes at one time, and it's overload. You don't get anywhere. It's counterproductive. Well, what I find really interesting about that's just how setting goals is. But for people who want to achieve, they want to do it all immediately, right? I just wanted to be able to hit the golf ball like Tiger Woods in 5 minutes. Now, you say that's ridiculous. You're never going to be able to do that. But most people take that same concept into setting goals or setting New Year's resolutions. It works exactly the same way. You can't do it. So avoid the pitfall and let me help you to have successful resolutions that stick by just having the most essential resolutions starting January 1st. You really want to schedule your top 2, no more than 2. You could even go for 1, but let's say we keep it a maximum of 2 for January 1st. So you look at the overlap, the common denominators that you've circled or marked, and you decide what your top 2 are. You schedule those for January 1, and you commit what the time is going to be for completion. Okay? Then for your second 2, So your next two in priority, you schedule those at least 60 days out because we're only doing a few things at a time. You don't want to set any more than 4 New Year's resolutions. So commit time for the completion of each of these. Set the end date on your calendar and go from there. Number 4, take some kind of immediate action towards the attainment of your first 2 goals, okay? Take some kind of immediate action. Now, I wish I could say that I came up with this. I believe I've heard it first from Tony Robbins. He is really big on if you make a decision to do something, you have to immediately take action because you have momentum. You already have that fire inside of you if you've made the decision, right? So you want to take action right now to complete it. So that's number 4. And then number 5, check on these goals daily until they are complete. Those resolutions, the most important resolutions for you to accomplish in 2016, they need to be checked on daily. Now, I have a system where I have goals set and I check those. It's really part of a time management system I go through in the morning, and I check those the very first thing whenever I sit down at my desk to start my day. So you want to check on these 2 goals daily until they are complete. And then really a bonus number 6, I mentioned this last week, but I'm going to hit on it one more time. If you look at anything you could possibly do to help you move forward in 5 minutes a day, the fastest thing that anyone can do to help them to grow and become more in less than 5 minutes a day is to read the New Testament through in 1 year. And you can read that through in 1 year in less than 5 minutes a day. If you look at the blueprint at stonejordan.info, it has all that information. You just print it off, and then every day you check it off. And in less than 5 minutes a day, you can read through the entire New Testament. And I want to encourage you to set that goal for this year as well. If you follow this strategy, if you follow these 5 steps, it is going to help you to have the best, most productive, most powerful 2016 that you can possibly have, the most productive year of your life. Thank you for letting me be a part of this journey with you. Please let me know of your successes. Leave a comment below. Let me know, what you think of this audio podcast. Let me know what you do in order to set New Year's resolutions. Please subscribe at stonejordan.info. And just remember, this year is a gift, just like last year, so be purposeful and productive with 2016. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care.